Good day to you, and welcome back to the podcast, Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Ketuk. I hope that today finds you well, finds you in good spirits. I hope today finds you treating people the way that you want to treat people. I hope today finds you treating people the way that you want to be treated, knowing that it always comes back to us in some fashion. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be from the person that we treated in a certain way, whether it was with disdain, whether it was with respect and love. It may come back to you in many different ways. Thinking about how to find a balance with uniqueness. And there's a couple of main ideas to this entire podcast, and each one of these episodes dive a little deeper into some of this stuff. And balance is one of these main ideas because I believe that when we bring balance into our lives, or we center ourselves, find terminology that works for you if you don't like the term balance, and realize that through this podcast, through the terminology that you use, through the actions that you take, you can find balance. Not trading off who you are. Being able to keep the uniqueness of an individual that you are. Each one of us is a unique manifestation of Creator. Each one of us is very similar to everyone else in the world, by far more similar than we are different. So how do we find that balance of realizing that we're the same as everyone else in so many ways and not trade off that uniqueness? How do we make people's lives better? It's a way to be able to be unique and still find balance in our lives. And I say that because we can touch people's lives in different ways. Does this podcast touch someone's life? I hope so. Will it touch someone's life in the future? I hope so. I don't know the effect that it could have on you or someone else that you share it with, how it will positively influence people. I will do my best to not negatively influence people. And I do that throughout my life. Not saying that the way that I always come across is taken real well, because sometimes people may not appreciate my approach or the terminology that I use. I wouldn't do it to be offensive today. There may have been a time in my life when I would have done that. So in making people's lives better, what does that mean? I think some of it we need to discover what it means to us as individuals. What does it mean to you to make someone's life better? Make them smile? Pay them a compliment, knowing you want nothing in return. Knowing that you don't need anything from them, just gifting them a compliment. And I think sometimes that can make someone's day a little better. That compliment may come in different ways. When it's sincere, it's all that much better. It may not actually be a compliment if it's not sincere. When I believe that I tell someone that they're a beautiful human being, it should come across as a compliment because I'm saying it sincerely. When I tell a man he's a beautiful man and give him a kiss on the cheek and thank him for who he is, not just to me, the way that he treats other people, and thank him as he goes on his way. Not something I was always able to do. Something I've learned to do. Something to do in the right context. To understand what a compliment is and how to give it. Or there are many other ways that we can be good to people, that we can be kind, that we can be generous with our words. How is it that you inspire other people? How is it, if you're going to make their life better, inspiring them may be part of it? How do you want to do that today? How would you like to be able to inspire generations to come? Because you inspired someone to live different or to think different, to take a different action, to treat people differently, to better someone's life. You showed someone else how to better someone's life. And then they showed other people how to better people's lives. And then that continued. And that spiral effect going up got bigger. And that circle continued to get bigger as it spiraled up. And essentially, you've affected hundreds, thousands, millions of lives because of what you gifted someone with your words, with your actions. Are you treating people the way you like to be treated? When you use sarcasm and you think it's being funny, is it because you're uncomfortable? Is it because you think that you're being funny and you don't know how else to interact with people? You don't know how to be genuine or sincere? You don't know how to be emotionally vulnerable and be okay with it, and know that you're going to be okay at the end of the day? I'm not sure. As I said, each one of us have our own journey. Each one of us is a unique manifestation of Creator. Each one of us will be able to affect different people in different ways. What if everyone that's listening to the podcast today would take the time to say, I want to affect 5 people a day for the next day, for the next week, 5 people a day in a positive manner. I want to be able to affect their lives. I want to be able to affect their emotions going in an upward trajectory, whatever that may be. I want to affect 5 people every day for a week. And what if those 5 people decided they wanted to affect 1 person a day for the next week? And those people decided that they all wanted to affect 1 person a day for a week. What would happen? Is it worth taking the time to be sincere, to be kind, to find humor in ways that is not offensive to people? Or is finding ways to offend people your most comfortable realm? Is that what you're looking for in this life? And then you wonder why you're uncomfortable? Why people are sarcastic towards you and sometimes it's not funny? Because we all have our own journey. We all have our own experiences in this lifetime. We sometimes don't find things funny that other people do. People use certain terminology and you don't care for it. Other people use terminology you really care for and you learn to implement that terminology into your life. I believe that terminology does matter. I believe that there are certain things in my life that will help change my life and will impact my life. And I have seen people make an approach to me that I appreciate, and I take those approaches and I move them forward, and I pass them on to the people whose lives I touch today. I've had some wonderful elders in my life who I talk about often. who, one of them, he's been a good brother in this lifetime. He taught me a lot in a short period of time. And his name was Bob. And Bob told me to use people's names. I always liked keeping it a little bit quiet and to not feed people's egotism and to not do this or not do that in a certain way. And he said it's important to use people's names so that people, and it's not in a sense of name dropping, isn't why you would use someone's full name or identify them to people. It's so that you are not forgetting who they are, and the people that come after you will remember them. And the example he used is, because we use someone's name, thousands of years later, people still remember Jesus. I thought, that's a pretty good example. If you weren't using his name and you said, this elder back in the day, back in this year, from this land, this elder did this, it would sound a lot different to people. They used his name and he has not forgotten. So if I use an elder's name, it's hard on this podcast for me sometimes because I want to honor these people. I want to respect these people. And I don't use my government name. I don't use the name that I was originally gifted. I use a spirit name. I have attached my name to this podcast in more recent times for multiple different reasons. And I'll do my best to use a spirit name to keep my egotism out of this. Because it doesn't serve me to feed egotism in this lifetime. So I'm trying to find balance with uniqueness. I'm trying to learn how to make people's lives better. And it's just a journey of watching other people, how they make other people's lives better. Watch it in my daily life, whether I'm at work, whether I'm in a sacred circle, whether I'm around family, whatever it is I may be doing, out with friends, and how other people make people's lives better often has to do with the way that they speak to them, the terminology they use, the approach that they use, the timing that they have. I believe that timing and approach will accomplish anything in life. If they're both right, it's a guarantee. So in this journey, I am going to try to use good timing and good approach to be able to accomplish what it is that I can do to make people's lives better. And in making other people's lives better, I believe that my life will be enhanced. It's not why I do it. I do certain things to enhance my own life. I just believe that when I take a certain action, I treat someone with love, dignity, and respect, that there's a payoff for me. And the payoff has to do with me feeling good about me and the journey that I'm walking, and the way that I drift through life at times, and the way that I don't push my way through life like a bull in a china shop. I do not want to do that today. I want to walk this journey with a good heart. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world.